to run the flight footage for this video first, and I'm going to show you the bench review here in this part. And if, as you saw, it flew pretty good. I flew it mostly on 2S 300 milliamp hour lipos. Actually, this is the one I'd recommend you use, this 300 milliamp hour GNB. Link in the description. Just fits nicely on top here. As you can see, not a lot of room for a battery, and it does, battery does add a lot of weight up there. And I did try to fly it on 3S. On this is like one of my smaller ones, this 520 GNB 3S, and yeah, it's pretty tight fit, you can see, and pretty much takes the entire top of the quad. Does not, in my opinion, fly as good on 3S battery. I think maybe if I had something smaller, which I don't have, like I wish I had a 300 milliamp hour 3S, but I don't. It might fly better. So your luck might vary, or your mileage may vary compared to mine. With a smaller battery, I didn't really like the way it flew. I thought it felt pretty heavy, even on 3S. Now, these motors here are 1103s, and you see it's marked 2 to 3S on here. They are 11,000 kV. So here's a look at the motor. They sent me some extras. Open bottom design, and 4 screw holes. I think it's an M2 screw. You got T-style prop mounting as well up here. 1.5mm shaft. Long motor wire. So the reason there's the reason they're saying this is 2 to 3S and not 2 to 4S is, even though that uses the stack here, this is the 16 by 16 stack inside there. The stack is rated up to 4S, but because the motors are 11,000 kV, 4S on that is going to be too much for the motors, and you're probably going to burn the motors out. So that's why they're saying 2 to 3S only. Anyway, so for the rest of the specs here, obviously the stack, you get a 4-in-1 ESC. It's a 12 amp 4-in-1 ESC. You have an F4 flight controller. I think it's a Maytech F411 target. And you have a IRC Tramp video transmitter. So it's VTX remote control. I think it goes up to 200 milliwatts. So pit mode 25, 100, and 200 milliwatts. Has an IPEX connector there, or micro FL connector. It does come with an antenna. And this is what the stack looks like. It does come with pins. I know you guys are not going to like that. Pretty tiny, 12 amps up to 4S. So I think we're going to probably see a lot of builds on something like this in the future, and actually I have something else in a future video I'll tell you about later. And I don't know if I'll have a video necessarily on this stack, but yeah, that's the stack that's in here. I think it's probably going to go into some other micros as well, so stay tuned. Hint, hint. This does come with the turtle, like all these little HD CineWhoops, hence the name CineBee. It does come with the version 2 with the glass lens here, as you can see, so a little bit better optics. And yeah, but they put the turtle here on the bottom for whatever reason. Unlike the Tomo Quad's Whoopee HD, which people are going to say it kind of looks like that. I mean, they all look kind of the same. In this case, the turtle board is on top there, and so this gives you an option to a top-mounted battery or a bottom-mounted battery. In this case, a bottom-mounted battery is not really an option. You'll have to get kind of creative to get the battery on here. You probably could, but they put the turtle under here, underneath this little plastic cover, and then they have the little OSD control dongle sitting out here. You can plug into that to change your settings. It is set to auto record when you plug in the battery, so all you have to do is put in a micro SD card. But if you want to change the settings, you have to plug in that board, but that was not included in the box that I got, at least, which I'll just go through really quick. What comes in, and you get a set of spare props, the jump fan, 3-bladed 1636, 1635 props, a couple extra of these little prop guard things here. You can see they are screwed into the frame. Get a bunch of stickers, and they put some of the stickers on already on the ducts. That's what those are for. And you get a bunch of spare screws for the motors and for the ducts, so in case any of those fall out, plenty of those extras. And then you have a couple extra battery straps, and then they do include these HQ props These are the 40mm with the 1.5mm prop shaft. If you want to use these instead, those tend to break more easily, and I felt that they didn't have as much power as the gem fans. I would stick with the gem fans; they're pretty good. What else we got here? So we got a little guard here for the micro SD card. So once you put that in, it should prevent it from popping out. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, I kind of wish that they would create something for a bottom on a battery, because I think that something under here would be better than something on top, because you could probably put a big 3S on the bottom. It would probably feel better than having something kind of top heavy, which is what it felt like with this giant 520 on here. It felt a bit top heavy, a little bit sort of wobbly, at least with the PIDs around. They could probably adjust the PIDs, but I think the PIDs are more for 2S and for something smaller like this. Now, it does, because you have something small, your flight times are a bit shorter, 2.5 minutes, I think. That is, par for the course for the size motor, prop, and everything, and the weight. And actually, let me give you the weight. Alright, so it's like 60 something grams. Yeah, it's 69.8 grams, almost 70 grams. So, just for comparison, here's the Mobula 7 HD, much lighter, at 44 grams. And then you have the Tiny Leader HD. This one here is like 55 grams. And you have the Beta FPV 85X HD coming in at 75.5 grams. So, yeah, like I said, this does kind of look like the Whoopee HD design, but this has the guards that you can screw into the frame here like this, although the other version, the Rack on Heli version, is total garbage. I wouldn't get that, but now that I have these ducks, I might put these ducks on that. I'll have to see if those fit. I don't know, because then I could just stick those on instead of the metal ones on that other frame. But I think that this frame reminds me more of the Tiny Leader HD. You can see here also plastic ducks here, but the turtle is kind of in part of the stack over there. It does kind of make things hard to access, but more similar to this Tiny Leader HD than the Whoopee HD, at least from the perspective of the ducks and the ducks being screwed to the frame. But this has a canopy here for the camera mount instead of a top plate. And of course, 16 by 16 stack here as well. As this kind of similar there, whereas I think this one kind of go different options here, 16 by 16, or you can do the whip flight controller option as well, so a little more flexibility here. But of course, you have to build this one or transfer parts from your Mobula 7 or whatever else that you are happening to use for this particular build. Basically, you have to build this. I'm saying this one here already built, just like the Mobula 7 or the Tiny Leader HD, built and comes with a PID tune. Pretty good tune. I thought it looked pretty good. So yeah, I mean, for me, this kind of thing isn't really for like acro, hard flying, doing tricks, that kind of thing. If I want to fly like that, I'm gonna go fly like a 3-inch or something like that. Now, this is more for cinematic kind of slow shots and tight spaces. That whole CineWhoop trend that's going on right now. And of course, I think this works pretty good, even though it does weigh a lot. I like the looks of it. I mean, from the just the white ducks look really nice, and just I like the design and everything, and the way that everything just looks here. And flies pretty good for your nice slow cinematic CineWhoop type flying and video gathering. So anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.